What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stardust here. Welcome to my damage buff infinite build with Captain America. Now, this is designed solely to get your damage buff up repeatedly, a high output of damage constantly, and it's also a melee build, so you can get excited for that one, because I know that a lot of people are sick and tired of seeing ranged Captain Americans running about throwing their shields, so you don't have to worry. We've gone back to the basics with the Brooklyn Brawler. So I'm going to go through the gear first, and then I'm going to go through the skills, and then I'm going to show you a live demonstration. So we'll go through the first gear piece. This one's bugged in the logo sense, so you can see Thor's gear, but do not worry, this is indeed a Captain America piece. So I'll show you here. So we've got 24.6% chance critical attacks grant a damage buff, power attacks inflict sonic damage, and 12.5% increased damage from sprint and dodge attacks. Resilience 48, proficiency 48, and might 54. Now you can only get the faultless buff inserts from Wakanda. I suggest doing the Here Comes the Pain mission. There is a cluster farm that you can do there where you can get 2 clusters and then reload your checkpoint and restart. It's near the very start of the mission, so make sure to farm that if you want this gear piece. There's definitely a better one you can get for this. I would personally recommend getting light combo finishers, because you will be doing a lot of Brooklyn Brawler, but everything else besides that, besides like maybe the bottom perk, is fine. And then we've got Valor and Resolve. Now, before you're thinking this is like, this is a melee build, why have you got, any Valor at all? Valor and Might are big parts of Brooklyn Brawler, so you need both of them to really maximize it. But this does focus more on the Might side. Targeted buff, chance hitting an enemy with a ranged critical attack grants a damage buff. Ranged attack still particle damage, so there's a bit of status effect there. And expert buffs, 42% chance defeating enemies in a weak point grants a damage buff. So that's, 3 damage buff opportunities right there. And here's the 4th one. So Resolve 51, Might 53, Precision 50, and Reactive buff. 17.2% chance taking damage grants a damage buff. 25.8% chance reviving a teammate grants a burst of willpower. And damage taken is reduced to 100% of normal when critically injured. Now, I don't think this works as well as people may think, which is incredibly disappointing, because obviously that could take like a lot of, damage, and you would be absolutely fine. But sadly that isn't the case with this gear piece, but reactive buff is nice. And then for the final one, we have 15% increased damage from Rally Cry, increases charge rate of heroic support ability by 18%, and increases the duration of Rally Cry by 3 seconds with more Valor and Resolve and a bit of precision as well. Now obviously this doesn't have damage buff on there, but of course Rally Cry you're going to get often with the amount of heroic orbs you're going to spawn, so it's essentially like a 115% damage increase all the time. Then we've got stacks of Might. These are literally nothing more than recharging my Brooklyn Brawler as quick as possible, and stat sticks. And then we've got the Ring of Nebulon, which is very nice. So we're going to go through the skills next. Here on the specialty, on the Rally Cry 1, we have increased duration of Rally Cry by 5 seconds. And then we've got, on the other side, critical attacks on enemies marked by Rally Cry deal 15% bonus stun damage, because of course we're going to want to be doing plenty of takedowns. Now the beautiful thing about this build is that even though it is another Brooklyn Brawler build, whenever you do takedowns, nothing, like the countdown of anything doesn't lower. So your damage buff will constantly be up as long as you're doing takedowns, which means even more powerful takedowns, which means even more enemies defeated. Hold up to 2 charges of the Steamroller heroic ability. This is important because every 2 enemies defeated with Steamroller generates a heroic orb. So if you see a bunch of flying enemies, if you see a bunch of weaker enemies, you can do 1 Steamroller and there's a good chance that you'll pretty much get heroics back straight away. While Brooklyn Brawler is active, takedowns can be performed on critically wounded enemies. This one is incredibly important, as of course whenever you hurt an enemy or your teammate hurts an enemy, you can jump in, get the takedown, and spawn more heroic orbs for yourself or your team. And then we've got takedowns extend the duration of Brooklyn Brawler by 3 seconds. Now it's a tie between this one and this one. Personally, if you're doing a hive or something very close quarters, this one is your best friend. If you're doing anything else, then this one may be more beneficial to you personally. Now, onto the mastery. Increases the stun damage of all attacks by 15%. Very standard. You need stun damage to stun your enemies to do the takedowns. And then we've got boost heroic charge speed by 1% when dealing damage with either light or heavy attacks. Now this, of course, is natural heroic charge rate. So if I'm doing Brooklyn Brawler or I'm just doing any attacks in general, my heroic charge will slightly go up. And then we've got performing a takedown forces enemies to drop a heroic orb. Realistically, you want that for pretty much all your heroes anyway. I'm pretty sure a lot of YouTubers would agree with me when I say that. And then we've got here, increases the speed. You don't need to worry about any of this, to be perfectly honest, with the ranged attacks. You know, I was about to go through them all, but they're not really that important to the build. Besides this one, I would say that this one's pretty decent, but again, you'll hardly be using it. So, and then we've got efficiency, recovers 40% intrinsic shield block energy when performing a takedown. Again, these ones don't exactly matter either, and I would even argue that the same is to be done with this one as well. So that is all the skills and gear that you need, and of course, you know, I've got the beautiful Avengers one as well. And also, I would say that Captain America, you'll probably get more your money's worth with buying takedowns and stuff like that, just given the fact of the sort of build it is. So what I'm going to do now is, I literally just jumped in. So what we're going to do, I've got a damage buff there, as you can see. I'm going to pop on Brooklyn Brawler. I'm going to go crazy on some of these enemies. I'm going to go through, and I'm going to reset this one just simply because I didn't realise that it was going to be the weaker enemy. So give me one moment. Okay, I apologise about that, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't expect to have these ones on. I thought I just picked the Synthoids, because in my opinion, they're the best ones. Now, I am on hard. The reason I haven't gone for the full brutal is literally because we haven't gotten any content that is 170. So at the minute, it's kind of useless for me to show you anything more than this. But we've got it on size 5, so let's do this. Let's jump straight in. So as you notice, I don't actually have Brooklyn Brawler at the moment, but the damage buffs have allowed me to do crazy damage with literally no, you know, I don't even have damage Brooklyn Brawler applied, but the amount of damage that I'm able to do on these enemies even without it shows you that, you know, it's a pretty good thing. Like, you don't have to rely solely on Brooklyn Brawler, which is really good. Captain America is definitely a really good parrying machine, so I would definitely recommend abusing that as much as humanly possible. But here we go, we've got Brooklyn Brawler on now. Let's go to town, let's go crazy. As you notice there, just absolute crazy damage. And while you're doing the takedowns, as I keep saying before, the damage buff sticks. So if you want to keep getting really high impact takedowns, then feel free to do this build, because the takedowns, you know, obviously a big part of Captain America's kit. This is how you utilize them to the best of your advantage. I bought this one the other day with the pack. And there we go. So that is essentially the build here for Captain America. If you want to go back to melee, I highly recommend getting the faultless buff piece that you can only get in Wakanda. I would recommend that with pretty much every single hero that you do want to break melee. I'm trying to get a piece for Hulk at the moment, so I can update a Hulk build that I literally made at the start of this YouTube channel. And there we go. And if you've noticed, I've not taken a lick of damage yet, because I've literally just been doing crazy damage, just hurting these people just so badly, man. Like, it's a lot of fun, you know, just to feel really powerful, just to perform these takedowns without any worries. So let me know what you guys think about this build. Let me just take this one down. Oh, I've already done it. Wait, let's do it. Wait, let's do a drop kick. Boom! Okay, so let me know what you guys thought about this build. Let me know if you're going to use it. Let me know down in the comments below if you've got any feedback for the build. And I will see you guys later for a next one. Peace!